Okay, so let's just go ahead and close our eyes for just a second, as long as everybody's feeling comfortable and sitting comfortable with where they are, and just releasing all stress and all tension from the body. Just taking the focal point off of the body so that way you can inhale and exhale and just breathe more deeply into your light body field. Activating all parts of your light body here from the third dimensional field, connecting into your physical body, your emotional body, your spiritual body, your mental body, your energy body, your soul body, and the totality of your light body field, just inhaling and exhaling and expanding into all of these parts. And we're just shifting higher in our vibration, going higher into the fourth and higher into the fifth dimensional field, connecting in through the breath, connecting into your astral and your auric and your causal and your etheric body, just really bringing online all of the different dimensions of your total light body field, expanding this all the way around you 360 degrees. And as you're inhaling and exhaling, we're just kind of focusing on merging these parts of ourselves together here, kind of creating this shared collective mind wave field that we're all tapping into and transmitting intuitively, telepathically, psychically with one another. Inhaling and exhaling and bringing up your pillar of light. Just reconstructing all the aspects of our light body field. So bringing up that pillar of light, and you can take that all the way into the grand central sun, down through your chakra system, down into the core of the earth. And let's just clear our universal trees of life for just a moment. So if you want to see the universal tree of life structures right at the center of the chest, and let's just expand and open that up. And with that breath of opening up the universal tree of life, let's really focus on opening up our lungs. I'm really feeling that the lungs right now are taking the biggest hit collectively in terms of illness, sickness, and disease. So we're really just opening this and expanding this to really get that oxygen into every dynamic branch of our lungs, and through our universal tree of life, into our DNA, into the bloodstream, bringing that oxygen in even deeper and running it through the bloodstream to bring in a DNA clearing. And go ahead and see a golden star spinning Merkaba. Let's start at the 12th dimension of our individual pillars of light. And we're just going to bring that Merkaba down. And as we do, we're just going to clear the chakras and clear the universal tree of life. Okay, so bring it down through the 12 and open and clear, down through the 11, open and clear, down through the 10, open and clear, 9, open and clear, 8, open and clear, crown chakra, open and clear. You should be working through the universal tree of life, down through the third eye, open and clear, down through the throat chakra, open and clear, down to the heart, open and clear, down to the solar plexus, open and clear, sacral, open and clear, root, open and clear. And let's just send that golden star spinning Merkaba down into the spiritual body of the earth. And let's all really focus on merging our fields here, grounding into the sacred earth, connecting into a space of support and a space of belonging, a space of community, a space of comfort, a space of nurture, a space of the Divine Mother's heart chakra, and we're all just unifying in this field inside the Earth spiritual body. And this is just creating a nice protective shield around our container today for us to work within, sealing and protecting the entire shared container, closing down any rips or tears in any of our space-time continuums, just sealing and protecting the field in wholeness and unity. And within this, let's just go ahead and do some core fear removal. And let's call forth the highest eternal divine light. And the consciousness that's serving the law of one. And we're just going to call in extra support for our team today and our Ascension Healing team for this grid work. And we're going to call forth and install the lattice work of light into our shared mind grid field, into our emotional field. And we're going to remove all fear-based programs and all artificial programs. So take a second to just collapse, dissolve, and release any fear-based programs today as we continue to unify this field and extract all core fear matrix programs. We're just bringing forth this general clearing of all of the fear-based programs that are going to hinder any spiritual work or spiritual growth today in this container, just making sure that this is moving through and fully releasing from our head, from our body, from our light body. And we're just requesting that all fear is moving through and clearing from the etheric body, from our shared astral body, collapse and dissolve, from our shared emotional body, collapse and dissolve, from our shared mental body, collapse and dissolve. Any imbalances or negative energies, collapse and dissolve. Okay, we're just going to ask that these are cleared and healed from all of our shared spiritual bodies fully, totally, and completely now. Upgrading our soul blueprints, upgrading our universal trees of life, upgrading our Akashic records, upgrading our DNA, repairing all 12 strands of the DNA. Okay, and so I'm just kind of remoting in now and just making sure that all guardian shields are set within the unified field of this container, just setting guardian shields almost like in between all of us as we're standing as an individual pillar, and then bringing down sapphire, diamond, ruby, and emerald shields and setting them in between us, in between the areas in which our pillars are holding additional space to just shield the total light body field of this container. And then as we do that, we're going to move through interdimensionally and begin to shift through and begin to access the grids. Let's do this by going down into the earth today. I know a lot of times we have kind of transcended through a stargate or through the sun or through the moon, but let's go down. Let's move through the ley lines. So I want everyone to just see kind of like a white cross-hatched grid beginning to expand below their feet. And we're going to utilize the intent of our heart chakra and the consciousness of our heart chakra to move down in and through that white cross-hatched grid, moving down into the ley lines and working our way into the heart of Africa. You can follow the lattice of light of the Swan Grid template, as this is the highest 144,000 light code that you can imprint and follow through. So if you want to use that as you travel through the ley lines, we're going to move ourselves into Africa, and we're going to begin to work as a group to move into an area in Africa called Timgad. Okay, and I feel like it was important for us to start here because basically what I'm getting and what I have been picking up on this site is a lot of colonizing and narcissistic controlling energies over the land. And so I felt like a clearing would be good here. Given that this was and still is a place that's, I feel, almost holding wedges between planetary forces. Like there's stuck energy within the planets. I was getting Saturn and Jupiter. What does anyone feel as we drop down into this area here? And I'll scroll in more and see if this actually allows us to see. These are all ruins. These are all ancient ruins that have basically been preserved, but these used to be houses. These used to be homes. Like people used to live in all of these areas. Like these are actual like blueprints for houses. And then as you work your way in, this is a courtyard. This is a theater, an ancient theater. This is a bathhouse. And within this complex, there's 14 bathhouses. And then this over here is the Temple of Jupiter. Okay, so this complex is actually larger than the one in Rome. So Evie, do you remember Palatine Hill?
Yes, I couldn't get in.
This is bigger.
Oh, wow. Yeah, for me, I feel a lot of pressure in my solar plexus. So it definitely has to do something with power and even abuse of power.
What is that upside down pyramid shaped by the bathhouse? The triangle to the left of the bathhouse, right there. Yep.
Like this? Okay. Looks like there's just more like ruins or ancient ruins.
That's an interesting shape. And I also wanted to point out that that overall shape around this complex, it looks like the crystals that Noko was holding up in the beginning.
I was feeling a lot of like military energy, like all soldiers lined up and very regimental, like and yeah, just marching. So kind of like a clone war kind of gathering. Not really very nice. Underneath, the energy's there too, so very military.
I think you're spot on because the site was constructed for military families, like Roman military families. So it would have been like Roman soldiers, families that lived here.
Yeah, it was very abundant in numbers.
Yeah, I was feeling lots of maternal energy with children being oppressed, like in the grids underground, like just like nowhere to go feeling, like lack of nurturing. So, and then I was feeling like dismantling those systems that are creating that oppression, and then bringing in like blue rays or something to help with the narcissism or the misogyny or patriarchy imbalance with the matriarch. But yeah, just wanted to share that what I saw.
I feel a lot of souls which are still there. This is like souls which are bounded to earth and crying children. I get in, and yes, I get something like dark rituals. This is a lot of crying with children.
Okay. Okay, as soon as you said that, I just seen like actual sexual rituals happening at the temples.
Yeah.
Like they would go there and have like group orgy sex parties.
Yeah.
And sexualize these temples, like
yeah, something with like Saturn being domineering, like Saturn seals, or maybe I don't know what you would call them, being like over dominating, and then maybe Jupiter benevolent energy needing to be healed or reactivated, or somehow not expanding the Saturn energies that are maybe in association with the sexual rituals. But yeah, that's about it from what I'm feeling.
Yeah, I get Saturn cube as well. Yeah.
I was wondering what Noko was picking up on.
I just felt a huge white whirlwind when we first came in, and you know, to me that symbolizes rebirth and death. But I noticed north of here, like right above the complex, there's another theater looking circle right north of that. If you zoom in a little bit more.
Are you
Yeah.
talking about this?
Yeah, what is that? Do you know?
Excuse me.
So it's very big compared to, it looks like a theater, just like the other theater in the complex, but it's very large compared in size. And those theaters keep pulling me in when you guys say Saturn. It keeps showing me those rings and kind of it's almost like half in, half out feeling. And I'm just wondering what that is because I was drawn to it immediately when we dropped in. And I started looking at it even, you know, on another map, and it doesn't have any information. But for some reason, it feels like a strong anchor point for the land.
Yeah, like there's two theaters connecting here.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
some
as you
sort
were
of
saying that, I was
connection.
just getting satanic ritual abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I kept when you guys were talking about that, I kept like seeing these like blood droplets. It was very disturbing for my soul. But it
I
was
get
almost
like
forming like patterns. Um,
Is it
it-
possible that it may be some kind of circus where they did some fights or something?
mm,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I get, like the Colosseum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting a decapitated head, but I don't know if that's like theoretic, you know, like just symbolic. But a head that's severed from its body.
And as soon as you said that, I seen underground portals to the Vatican.
Yeah.
You've got like 7 pylons.
I'm seeing a fan that reminds me kind of like an oriental fan, like a, you know, one of those fans that waves you or cools you off.
Like I'm getting also as soon as you said that like the fall of Babylon. Like as if this was a location in which like a part of the fall incurred, and I don't know if like historically that's accurate or not, but I'm just seeing that energy run through.
You know, you were talking about the theater, and I'm wondering if that fan was representing spectators in the theater of some of these gory things that were happening.
I see wild animals. I see wild, dangerous animals, and a lot of fear comes up now.
And it's interesting how we did the fear collapse coming in.
Yeah.
I'm feeling goats, like in the sexual ritual. Maybe the Baphomet grid was initiated, created, or something along these places. But yeah, I'm seeing like a lot of like black goat blood sex stuff going on. I don't know.
Hey, Noko, do you think that the whirlwind could be a vortex? I have a feeling there's a very powerful vortex, but by doing those rituals, they are using it to almost to transform the energies in a bad way.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
I
definitely
feel
looked like
you.
a vortex.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm getting a vortex right there too.
Yeah.
I'm curious about the shape. Does it look a little bit like a heart to you guys?
Yes,
Maybe
that.
with this outer part,
Or like one lung. Like
like
that's what I
a
was trying.
lung, like a lung.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I saw. I'm like, kind of looks like one lung, and then you're talking about that. So it's like
That's
interesting.
interesting. Sorry, I
Yeah.
have a sensitive mouth.
What if the vortex is being spun reversed, and then if we use like our breath with like a higher frequency, it can reverse that energy into proper harmony with the earth, if that makes any sense to you guys. But that's just what I was feeling when you guys were talking about all that. I was like, how can we help relieve
Yeah,
this
well, let's
obsession?
do a little bit of a clearing then. I'll start, and then if anyone feels guided to chime in or like extend off of what I'm doing. Let's just all close our eyes here around this location in Timgad, and let's just start by bringing in some blue light. Okay, the justice light, the warrior light, the transformative and transmutive light of the blue ray. The pure blue ray, and let's try to pull this source from the currents within the ley lines, the natural river lines, the natural soul lines, and the pure energy from the Archangel Michael ley line. Let's just see ourselves transmitting this blue light around Timgad as we hold the pillar and as we hold the guardian shields. And let's work to dismantle all forms of dark military, okay, all forms of dark alien technology, all forms of dark alien machinery, all forms of dark alien contracts, all forms of dark Anunnaki contracts, Draco contracts, Baphomet contracts, collapse and dissolve, collapse and dissolve. Collapse and dissolve, release and remove. Let's take a nice deep inhale and exhale breath and move through our breath to extract the karmic residue from all of these ancient galactic contracts, impeding its invader forces upon the land and upon the people and upon the current times. Collapse and dissolve and release and remove all satanic ritual abuse. The energy, the seed energy, running within the theaters, running within the temples, running within the homes, running within the grid structures of Timgad, clearing all blood droplets, holding the seeds of suffering, holding the seeds of satanic ritual abuse, holding the negative contention around circus acts. I'm getting transmorphic mutilation, transmorphic abuse, anything transgender, trans, cross between human and animals, bestiality, collapse, dissolve, release, and remove, decapitation of heads, negative energy running through underground portals through Timgad all the way to the Vatican, collapse, dissolve, release, and remove, sending this clearing of blue light through. I'm getting a release of an implant coming through now. It's the hedonistic implant coming up to be removed. I can feel it like literally coming up from my root chakra, and it's moving all the way up through my heart and shoulders. It's like it feels like a sword almost coming out of the ground. Releasing all distortion, sexualizing the innocent, sexualizing children, sexualizing the handicapped, sexualizing the elderly, abusing children. all encaged or enslaved children underground, releasing the stronghold of this within the earth. Within the boundaries of TIMGAD, collapse, dissolve, release, and remove. Dismantling the oppressed energy. Releasing seals around the temples, the temple of Saturn, the temple of Juno, the temple of Minerva, the temple of Venus, the temple of Saturn, releasing all seals in TIMGAD within the temples, collapse, dissolve, release, and remove. I'm getting also like burning at the stake and pagan contention with the initiation of the force of religion, loss of spirituality, and loss of connection to the earth.
I was thinking about doing a clearing, maybe clearing some of the maybe more technical, structural binding agents that have been kind of locking down this space for a while.
Okay.
So I want to clear, release, and delete all attachments and core fractures, implants, any government or alien tech, any containment fields and frequency fences, any hooks, programs, networks, and installations. We want to clear, release, and delete, remove, transmute, and translate, and heal, and repair all of these obstructions. Any holographic inserts, any mind grids and plugins. We'll clear any mind control, any agents, foreign objects, inserts, pre-soul life agreements and vows, any false inherited cultural, religious, societal belief systems. Want to clear and release any dark entity crystals, frequency blocks, and interferences. Want to delete and remove all firewalls, looping time cycles of interference, unauthorized downloads of software, reboots, defragmentations, and viruses, and anything holding them in place from clearing. We clear, release, and delete, and remove, and transmute, translate, heal, and repair all of these energies.
That was really good.
So it is.
That was really good.
Wow.
Well, that expanded the energy.
I'm like, well, we've cleared the whole thing. There's nothing left to clear. We got it all, guys. That was pretty thorough.
Party.
Yes, I just felt that there were just a lot of layers underneath. There were just structures that are just that don't allow for the
Mhm.
you know a deeper clearing. They just seem so unseen, and we all just kind of got our hands dirty there for a little bit.
Yeah. But I really think this is about it's about mental fields is almost what's the resistance that's working against us. It's the mind minefields. It's the mind contention. It's the mental reversals. It's again, I'm still seeing layers of narcissistic templating. I'm still seeing layers of predatorial Nibirian abuse.
Oh, yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
the cloaking technologies as well that need to be released.
Karen, do you
Yes,
want
I
to
was definitely
release
picking up
those?
on that.
Sorry,
Do you
Andy?
want to work on releasing the cloaking technology?
Was that me? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Surukuiana rekiana alekarioko kiana rekiere kuiana miera kilia uishkitarana. going back really, really, really deep into the energy of where this all began. Releasing the cloaking energies and bringing in the truth and the laws of one, coming back into a better alignment. Releasing the cloaking, releasing the veils, releasing the subjugation and the mind control. And bringing the balance of the mind, the left and the right brain, into the center brain. And cleansing the waters too, so that there's more purity coming through the body to help with the healing. Cleansing the waters and releasing the cloaking. I can feel like an Arcturian ship helping with that.
Thank you. That was really lovely. I was feeling that through the blood.
And Indy, when you brought up predatorial, I have to share, I dislike going to the darkness, and you know me. But I'm feeling this strong connection with like alien shapeshifter, like cannibalism, like feeding off of women in order to take their power, and really like this actual connection to the trans agenda. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Wendigos. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's a shape-shifting creature that is a cannibal, and it's really been like trying to infiltrate here on my end, which I've never encountered before. And I feel like it's feeding off of that V. And I feel this strong need to just clear alien shape-shifting energies, taking a silver axe and just literally like chopping them. And I'm throwing them into the Dead Sea and just salting their bodies, and just taking them back out and just setting them on flame. And I know this is not like me, but I feel so strongly the need to do this. And so I'm sharing this, quantum a quantum cut down of these alien cannibals. And I feel that's where the shape shifting was coming in for me.
Well, it's going back to what Laura Lee was bringing in when she was showing the shape-shifting cards coming back and again. And then even as you were saying that, Noko, I was just thinking, I'm like, okay, so if this is the opening of the uterus, this is the Red Sea, this would be like the draining
Wow.
of the blood,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Can I do a little singing for this? I'm feeling something coming through.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Ya ta 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 ya. Ya ta 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 ya ya. Ya ta ta ya to to ya. Shaya yo ya to ta. Ya ya ya. Ya ya to. Yo la 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 ee. Yeah, yeah. Shoo. Whew. Thank you.
Wow, that was intense.
Yeah.
Very intense. Wow. I get goosebumps everywhere.
Me
That
too.
was wonderful, Noko.
Yeah.
Thank you, Noko.
Can I
Yes,
just
thank
do a,
you.
can I just do a follow-up tune? It's short. But will you be able to hear me okay? And this is a clearing tune, so let me just I'll just take this through. I almost feel like this is like the ointment that's going on top of the wound.
So if the war is over these canals, and we're like equating this to, this would technically be the planetary female vagina, right?
Yeah.
The Red Sea being the menstruation, this being the point of opening to the, wouldn't these canals be like wars over the fallopian tubes or wars over creational gardens of eggs, womb worlds, that there's something portal wise or sacred wise that would cause so much contention over planetary fertilization, that this would be a morphogenetic portal into the planet and where races are seeding.
Yeah, that's spot on, Indy. I
Yeah,
was feeling
yeah.
fallopian tubes and before you even mentioned that on that area and after Laura Lee did her balm to my removal, I could feel the blood flowing again down through those canals, like this just
Yeah.
beautiful renewal and release of all of this, pent up, because the flow is like for women is like a detox. So if that's all just being sucked in and trapped, then the flow of that fertility is not able to come through and cleanse those areas. So yeah, I think you're on point.
So maybe what we need to do is bless the egg sacs now. That would be like over in Cairo and then up where Damascus is, which is kind of interesting because back in that other place you were looking, remember I told you about that road that said Cardio Maximus?
Mm-hmm.
The other road that was going opposite
Was Damascus.
was something similar anyway.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Let me see really quick.
Well, and I have to point out, like, if anybody's been following our gridwork mission, like we've been working in some of these areas, like setting the grounds for all of this, months ago. So I'm just
Yeah. Yeah.
blown away.
So I guess so there I think it's called Decamaras, but
Where is that?
very similar to what I just read over in the other spot. And those would kind of be like the egg sacs. Maybe we need to bless the egg sacs. We cleared it. We got the blood flowing again, and the fallopian tubes are cleared now. And maybe these are the eggs of creation, the dragon eggs, the eggs of creation. And maybe we just need to put a blessing on them, surrounding them with sacred gold, a sacred gold or something of pure source, white plasma light, just kind of blessing those eggs.
Decumaris Maximus.
Yeah, that's very similar to the other one.
Whoa. And the word, I have to point out, the CUM word, this is going with the fertility,
Mm-hmm.
right? that just popped right out at me. And man, to come miss, to come man, like
Uh-huh.
I'm also getting the 12 tribes, the reserve thing of the 12 tribes. So
Damascus.
that would be part of that, the seeding of the 12 tribes again as well.
Mhm.
I
Obviously.
always get the picture. I always get the picture in from the clitoris mutilation and the genitals as well, that they are doing this to the women there as well. This is getting in this picture.
I'm wanting to ask Evie if she has something for these eggs, some sacred blessings. She's always so great at
Yeah.
the
In egg
prayers.
blessings.
Yeah, do you have egg blessings, Evie?
Oh.
It's interesting. I just pulled this card. It's the Lemurian card, and it's a pregnant woman.
Well, and I was gonna say that Mediterranean Sea, it feels like the breeding grounds of like that
Mhm.
fertility,
Mhm.
you know?
Let's maybe do a little bit of like womb healing, womb clearing. Evie, if you have something come through.
Yeah, I did an amazing workshop this weekend with the Pacos from Peru. That's why I am a bit wiped today.
Okay. No worries, no
So
pressure, not too much pressure.
no, but we did some beautiful work about the sacred marriage between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So we used Apu Ausangate for the divine feminine, and we used Apu Vinikunka, the rainbow mountain, for the divine feminine. So and it was also about the water, that the water is, yeah, in a way shape-shifting and reinformed and bringing the information through our bodies and through the earth. So that was very beautiful. But if I get some inspiration, I will let you know.
Okay. Let's all just unify ourselves here again in this container. Let's just connect our energies together through the eternal power of the highest divine source light. Let's connect into the divine Shekinah, the divine, I was going to say the divine cosmic feminine Christ that actually was just coming through, like a Christiel energy, a feminine source light. And we're just unifying ourselves with this. And let's just kind of create this guardian peaceful vortex around the female reproductive organs of the planet. And let's just see ourselves connecting those portals to Alcyon, to the divine feminine cosmic sistren, just bringing in the strength and the legions of all womankind on the earth. Okay, the strength and the grace and the compassion and the fortitude, the perseverance. Okay, clearing out again all of the dark Madonna, all of the black Lilith, all of the negative inverted lunar female wrath and enslavement. We're just collapse, dissolve, releasing, and transforming this through the Mediterranean waters. And let's just see ourselves beginning to dissolve all implants, all female implants from Lemuria, all female implants from forced breeding, all female implants from male and female betrayal, all implants from reversal and inversions on the Hieros Gamos templates within the earth. And we're just going to restore the planetary womb, just connecting it into all of the sacred birthing sites all over the earth, all over the globe, all of the sacred fertility sites, all of the sacred marriage sites, connecting the planetary womb into the planetary womb world network, connecting it into the pyramid networks all over the globe, connecting it into the 13-dimensional mother arcing sites all over the globe, Connecting it into the dragon parts all over the globe, the dragon nests, the dragon, I'm getting like the birthing nest, like where the eggs are held. Connecting it into the eggs themselves, connecting it into the young, into the innocent, and again, into those that must and need to be nurtured by the feminine energy. Anchoring in the solar energy into the planetary womb, and we're just going to warm it up. We're going to use the warmth of the sun to restore and heal all negative and invader energy, all resistant energy rising up against the sacred feminine within the planetary earth, within the planetary dragon, within the 12 tribes, within the 13 dragon blood lineages. And I just seen kind of like a candle, almost like spark in between each one of our hearts, like we were holding the flame. We're just piecing back together what's been displaced, piecing back together what's been dismembered, piecing back together what's been decapitated, displaced, again, separated. I'm seeing the Avalon connection open up and the portal to Avalon open and the Avalon heart coming through.
Comes through so far, looks like.